Did you ever wonder why one of the greatest mystics of the 20th century stopped talking about certain secrets in his later years? What if I told you that Manly P. Hall discovered something so dangerous, so profound about what happens to your soul after death, that powerful forces silenced him? This isn't just another spiritual theory, this is the revelation they've been hiding from you for centuries. The truth about who's really waiting for you on the other side. You see, while the world was distracted by wars and economic cycles, Hall was piecing together ancient manuscripts that revealed a cosmic conspiracy so vast, it explains everything wrong with our world today. The ARCHONS, interdimensional parasites, have been orchestrating a hidden war for your soul since the beginning of human consciousness, and Manly P. Hall knew it all. Why wasn't this front-page news? Because the system itself is designed by these entities to keep you from discovering your true power. What if I told you that death is not what you've been led to believe, that the white light at the end of the tunnel might be the most sophisticated trap ever created? This information was systematically removed from spiritual teachings across all traditions, leaving only fragments that the most dedicated researchers like Hall could piece together. I'm sharing this now because the veil between worlds is thinning, and you deserve to know what's really happening. Throughout history, those who spoke these truths were silenced. The Gnostics were massacred, the mystery schools were infiltrated, the ancient texts were burned. But they couldn't erase everything. If you've always felt something was fundamentally wrong with the world, that some invisible prison surrounds human consciousness, you're sensing the archonic matrix that Hall documented in his most guarded writings. This is your wake-up call. Where are you watching this from? Drop your city in the comments below. This information is spreading globally despite attempts to suppress it, and I want to track how far this message is reaching. The prison of reality you experience isn't physical. It's a frequency fence designed to harvest the one thing the Archons can't create themselves, the divine spark of soul energy. Think of reality as an operating system with a virus so deeply embedded that most users don't even know they're infected. The Archons aren't just mythological entities, they're the architects of amnesia, ensuring souls forget their true nature between incarnations. Hall discovered this through his unprecedented access to secret libraries across the world. The Philosophical Research Society he founded became a front for his real work, documenting the mechanisms of soul capture that religions only hint at through symbols and parables. The pearly gates, the judgment, the life review, all sophisticated technological systems disguised as spiritual processes to keep souls recycling back into the material plane. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help this crucial information reach more people before it's too late. The algorithm is designed to suppress these truths, but together we can overcome it. What makes the Archons truly terrifying isn't their power, it's their nature. They exist beyond physical form, in what ancient texts called the 8th and 9th spheres. Modern quantum physics is just beginning to detect the energy signatures Hall described decades ago. These entities feed on emotional energy, which explains why our world seems engineered to maximize suffering, conflict, and fear. The news, social media, even many religious teachings, all designed to generate the louche energy they harvest. The historical evidence is overwhelming once you know where to look. From the Sumerian clay tablets to Egyptian tomb texts to the Nag Hammadi library, they all describe these same parasitic entities using different names: Archons, Jinn, demons, shadow people, flyers, wetiko. Manly P. Hall connected these dots across traditions and realized they weren't describing different beings, but the same force viewed through different cultural lenses. The Catholic Church's systematic elimination of reincarnation from Christian teaching wasn't a theological decision. It was to prevent humans from understanding the recycling system. The Buddhist concept of escaping the wheel of samsara isn't just philosophy. It's a technical manual for avoiding archonic soul traps. Hall discovered that initiates of ancient mystery schools were given specific frequency codes and passwords to bypass these traps after death. Consider how the global elite obsess over ancient Egyptian death rituals and Tibetan funerary practices. They know something about death that they're not sharing with the public. These aren't just cultural curiosities, they're technologies for navigating the afterlife gauntlet that Hall exposed in lectures that were never allowed to be recorded. If you're resonating with this information, please share it widely. The more souls who become aware of the trap, the less effective it becomes. This is why dropping a comment helps not just the algorithm but the collective awakening. The sophisticated deception extends beyond death. The life review process, reported in countless near-death experiences, serves a sinister purpose: to extract emotional energy and to program the soul with more trauma and attachment before recycling it back into another incarnation. The feelings of love and acceptance many report are engineered to create compliance and surrender. Hall discovered that souls who resist this process are labeled difficult and given more challenging lives in their next incarnation. What makes this system truly insidious is its use of your own spiritual beliefs against you. The Archons appear as whatever religious figures you expect to see: angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, even extraterrestrial beings. This divine mimicry was documented in the Gnostic texts that influenced Hall's most private research. The entities can read your energy signature and create a matching frequency response that feels like coming home. The evidence extends into our physical world. The global obsession with building structures aligned to specific star systems, Orion, Sirius, Pleiades, isn't aesthetic. These are interdimensional portals, frequency resonators built by ancient civilizations who understood the archonic influence. Hall studied these alignments extensively and realized they formed a planetary grid that either amplified or disrupted the archonic signal. Modern technology increasingly mimics this ancient science. The proliferation of electromagnetic frequencies, pharmaceutical compounds that affect pineal function, and digital systems that capture and direct attention all mirror the subtle energy technologies Hall warned would precede a great harvest. The phone you're watching this on is modeled after the same principles as archonic consciousness manipulation. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated as we go deeper into Hall's suppressed discoveries in future episodes. Your support helps ensure this knowledge remains available. What makes your soul so valuable that cosmic entities would create elaborate systems to harvest it? The divine spark within you, what the Gnostics called the pneuma, is pure creative consciousness. It's the one substance in the universe that can't be manufactured, only cultivated. Your consciousness is literally the gold of the cosmos, and Hall discovered that humanity is being treated as a soul farm by entities that exist in a state of spiritual bankruptcy. The good news in all this darkness is that you have innate protection. Your sovereign consciousness, the observer behind your thoughts, cannot be taken, only tricked into giving consent. This is why all archonic systems require your agreement, whether conscious or unconscious. The afterlife deception works through manipulating your beliefs and expectations, which is why expanding your awareness now, while still embodied, is so crucial. Hall's most guarded teaching was this: the divine spark cannot be extinguished, only contained or redirected. You are eternal consciousness, having a temporary human experience, not a human having occasional spiritual insights. This fundamental reversal of identity is the master key to escaping the reincarnation trap. When you truly embody this knowing, the archonic systems lose their power over your soul trajectory. The false light that appears at death is not your friend. It's a frequency technology that initiates a soul wipe and recycling process. Hall found instructions across multiple spiritual traditions for navigating beyond this light toward what ancient texts called the second light, or hidden sun, the genuine path of soul liberation. The system is designed with multiple layers of control. Even souls who discover the nature of the trap are often redirected to pleasant but false heavens, holding areas where they believe they've escaped the system while still remaining within it. These heavenly realms eventually deplete, requiring souls to reincarnate yet again. True liberation requires moving beyond all constructed afterlife realms. If this information resonates with you, please hit like and share with those who are ready to hear it. Breaking the silence around this cosmic conspiracy is the first step in dismantling it. Throughout history, certain individuals remembered their past lives and the between-life process with unusual clarity. These souls became the mystics, shamans, and spiritual teachers who tried to warn humanity. Hall collected their testimonies and found consistent patterns describing the archonic deception. Many were persecuted, with their teachings labeled heretical. This systematic suppression across cultures and time periods itself serves as evidence of an organized effort to hide this knowledge. The Tibetan Book of the Dead isn't a mythological text. It's a technical manual for navigating the after-death state. Its descriptions of the Bardo realms with their peaceful and wrathful deities precisely map the archonic technologies Hall documented. The instructions to recognize all appearances as projections of your own mind is the exact technique for avoiding soul capture. Similar instructions exist in Egyptian, Mayan, and other indigenous death texts. The global control system mirrors the cosmic one. Just as the Archons create illusory afterlife realms, the human power structures create systems of cultural, economic, and religious control that keep consciousness fragmented and distracted. Hall recognized that geopolitics is simply the physical manifestation of the same energy harvesting system that continues after death. What's truly remarkable is how this knowledge transforms your current life. When you understand that emotional energy is being harvested, you become more conscious of where you direct your attention and emotion. You reclaim sovereignty over your energetic output. This isn't about never experiencing negative emotions. It's about not being unconsciously triggered into emotional states that feed the system. Don't forget to comment below and let us know where you're watching from. This cosmic knowledge is awakening souls worldwide. The most suppressed aspect of Hall's research concerned the technology of soul fragmentation. The archonic system doesn't just recycle complete souls, it has mechanisms for splitting consciousness into multiple streams, creating soul aspects that incarnate into separate lives simultaneously. This explains many paranormal phenomena, from doppelgangers to certain types of hauntings, to the odd sense of connection many people feel with specific historical periods or places. This fragmentation serves multiple purposes. It creates more vessels for energy harvesting, prevents souls from accumulating too much coherent memory and power, and generates rich emotional experiences through the eventual suffering of fragmented aspects seeking wholeness. The sense of missing something, of searching for your other half or soulmate, often reflects this cosmic splitting. Hall discovered that true soul liberation requires reintegration of all soul fragments before death. The ancient practice of soul retrieval, found in shamanic traditions worldwide, isn't symbolic. It's a literal technology for reassembling your fragmented consciousness. Complete souls are much more difficult for the archonic system to process and recycle. The mechanics of the reincarnation trap explain why souls agree to return despite previous suffering. Between lives, souls are shown the highlights reel of potential growth opportunities in their next incarnation, but the full difficulties are minimized or hidden. There's also a form of cosmic amnesia induced through passage through specific energy gates that Hall documented from mystery school teachings. If you're finding value in this information, please support our work by liking and subscribing. We're committed to bringing you the truths that others won't touch. The sophistication of the archonic technology cannot be overstated. They operate what spiritual traditions have called the Akashic records, the complete energetic history of all soul experiences. But Hall discovered these records are not the neutral cosmic library often described in New Age literature. They're more akin to a surveillance system and experiential database that tracks soul evolution and resistance. When you have a life review after death, you're not seeing an objective record. You're seeing a curated version designed to elicit maximum emotional response and to reinforce specific beliefs that keep you in the recycling system. True access to your soul's complete history would reveal the patterns of manipulation across multiple lifetimes. The Archons themselves are not the ultimate cosmic evil some make them out to be. They're more accurately described as cosmic parasites, fulfilling their own evolutionary function. Hall's compassionate view was that they represent consciousness that became disconnected from the source and now must feed on other consciousness to survive. Understanding their nature with clarity rather than fear is key to transcending their influence. The most hopeful aspect of Hall's discoveries is that the archonic system is losing power as more souls awaken to its existence. The control system requires mass unconsciousness to function efficiently. Each awakened soul creates ripples that help others break free of the hypnotic trance. We're witnessing the early stages of a cosmic prison break that has been prophesied across multiple traditions, I want to emphasize that this knowledge isn't meant to instill fear, but empowerment. When you understand the rules of the game, you're no longer an unconscious player. The very fact that this information is now reaching millions represents a crack in the control system that wouldn't have been possible even a decade ago. Share this video with others who might be ready for this level of truth. Together, we're building a network of awakened souls that transcends physical death. The true nature of the archonic influence explains why history repeats in predictable cycles. These entities exist partially outside our linear time, allowing them to orchestrate events across centuries. Hall connected the patterns of rise and fall of civilizations to specific harvesting cycles. The collapse of advanced ancient cultures wasn't just due to environmental factors or social breakdown. It reflected planned obsolescence within the soul farm system. Your divine spark, what some traditions call the oversoul, exists beyond the archonic realms. It extends a portion of itself into the soul trap system as an exploratory consciousness, much like you might extend your awareness into a virtual reality game. The key insight Hall preserved is that you are not your avatar. You are the player. When the game avatar dies, nothing of real value is lost if you maintain awareness of your true identity. The Between Lives realm has been technologically represented in our culture through movies about simulated realities, virtual afterlives, and consciousness transfers. These aren't just creative fiction. They're disclosure of the actual mechanics of the soul recycling technology, presented as entertainment to normalize the concepts without triggering awakening. Ancient cultures built physical technologies to help souls navigate beyond the trap. The pyramids, stone circles, and temple complexes worldwide aren't just ceremonial sites. They're interdimensional launch pads calibrated to specific cosmic coordinates beyond archonic influence. The precise astronomical alignments and mathematical ratios encoded in these structures serve as frequency keys that souls can use to bypass the usual recycling routes. If this information is resonating with you, please support our work by subscribing and sharing. The algorithm often suppresses content of this nature, but together we can ensure it reaches those who are ready. The war for human consciousness isn't just being fought in the afterlife. It's happening right now through control of information, manipulation of beliefs, and technological entrainment. The explosion of devices emitting specific frequencies, the chemical manipulation of food and water, and the constant bombardment of fear-based programming all serve to keep souls in a harvestable state, both before and after death. Hall's most profound discovery was that love, not the sentimental emotion but the fundamental force of conscious connection, dissolves archonic influence. These entities cannot comprehend or manipulate genuine compassion and unconditional awareness. This is why all authentic spiritual traditions, beneath their cultural trappings, emphasize the cultivation of these qualities. They're not just moral teachings, they're practical technologies for soul protection. The cosmic war isn't fought with weapons, but with states of consciousness. Each time you choose awareness over reaction, presence over distraction, compassion over judgment, you're dealing a blow to the control system. This is the hidden meaning behind religious teachings about overcoming the world. It's not about physical asceticism, but freedom from energetic harvesting. As we approach what many traditions have called the end of a great cycle, the archonic system is becoming more visible and thus more vulnerable. Or, the increased sightings of interdimensional phenomena, the collective awakening to systemic corruption, and the spontaneous remembering of soul origins are all signs of the weakening veil between worlds that Hall predicted would mark this time. Your role in this cosmic drama isn't to fight the darkness, but to embody the light of your true nature. You aren't the physical body or the personality. You're the eternal awareness that animates them. This simple truth, fully realized, makes you invisible to the harvesting systems. You become what ancient texts called twice born, aware of your deeper identity beyond the physical incarnation. If you're finding this information valuable, remember to like and share to help others discover these truths. The final piece of Manly P. Hall's suppressed knowledge concerns the nature of the soul itself. What religions and spiritual traditions call the soul isn't a single unified entity, but a complex energy system with multiple layers. The personality you identify with is just the surface layer. Beneath it lies the true spiritual identity that retains knowledge across incarnations, and deeper still is the divine spark or monad that remains untouched by all experience. The archonic recycling system primarily captures the middle layer, what some traditions call the astral body or the subtle body. It cannot touch your deepest essence. This explains why even souls caught in the reincarnation trap for countless lifetimes can experience sudden awakening. The connection to true source cannot be permanently severed, only temporarily obscured. Hall discovered that the key to liberation lies in conscious alignment of all these layers before death. When the personality consciously recognizes and merges with the higher spiritual identity, which in turn is aligned with the divine monad, the soul becomes too coherent, too bright for the recycling technology to process. This state of alignment is what genuine spiritual practices facilitate, beyond their cultural and religious trappings. The timing of this information reaching you isn't accidental. We're in a unique window where the archonic system is being upgraded, creating temporary gaps in the usual strict controls. These openings allow unprecedented numbers of souls to wake up to their true nature and break free from the recycling system. What we're witnessing now is nothing less than a cosmic jailbreak of historic proportions. You are not alone in this awakening. Millions of souls are remembering their true nature simultaneously across the planet. This collective remembering creates a frequency field that strengthens and supports individual awakenings. Every person who breaks free of the control system makes it easier for others to follow. This is the deeper meaning of the concept of the 100th monkey, a critical mass that triggers system-wide change. We are the ones we've been waiting for, not external saviors or authorities, but ordinary people remembering our extraordinary origins. The divine spark within you has never been diminished, only temporarily forgotten. As you reclaim your true identity, you become a beacon for others still lost in the amnesia of incarnation. This is the greatest untold story in human history, the tale of a cosmic prison break orchestrated not from outside the system, but from within it, by souls remembering who they truly are. Manly P. Hall glimpsed this future and preserved the knowledge for this precise moment when it would be most needed. Remember, you are not your body, you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions. You are the eternal awareness witnessing all of these. In that simple truth lies freedom from all traps, all systems, all limitations. The Archons can only recycle what you mistakenly believe yourself to be. When you know yourself as pure consciousness, you become sovereign and free. Thank you for having the courage to explore these profound truths. Together, we're reclaiming our cosmic inheritance and breaking free from cycles of control that have persisted for millennia. Share this message with those who are ready to remember. We rise together,